Welcome back to the show, everybody. Bang! You so cool! Kishiryu Sentai, Ryusoulger, episode number 11, the Quiz King of Flames, and welcome back to the show, everybody. Pop it! I'm, of course, the one and only triple the G.O.D, surrounded by the squadron and you. Yes, you're live right here with us, right here on Team JRF TV, and yo, feels good to be back deep into this Ryusoulger, baby, and yo, good episode to hop back into it, too, because we ain't even gonna take long, because let's just put it this way. The Minosaur wasn't defeated. We still have a problem to deal with, and we still got a toy to sell. So don't worry about it. More about the Minosaur, because we have no idea where the Minosaur was created from. D-May Volcano is just here, and we'll just see how long after the next episode, how long you be around until they need you in something where no other power work, and we got to remind you there's a toy to sell. But regardless of all of that, I want to get to what I'm loving to call, since I've been back, the ooey gooey center of the field of the episode, because there was a lot here. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot here, surprisingly, for an episode that is all about introducing a toy, right? So let's put it this way. I appreciate the lesson and its framing of don't judge books by their cover. Don't. That's what's on display here. Because again, it's like judgment in general. This whole episode was kind of wild. It's like, you got D-May Volcano, who is misunderstood, and we learn about the misunderstanding because of plot. Because you've got to have Asuna Cakes doing something that just for everybody, because that's just what she do. We love her, but that's just the part she plays. Because if they would have had the answer they got at the end of the episode in the beginning, it would have been a whole different episode. And then you wouldn't have the two vectors that I'm coming to today. Well, technically three. We'll talk about the boy Wazul in a bit. But I want to talk to you guys about the difference between intelligence and intuition. And on intelligence, we got our boy Melto, a.k.a. Japanese T.J. Henderson. Always got the plan, always got the smarts to go. And of course, we've got Ko, who has been intuition from before the jump. A thing that I find really commendable as him being the red of this season, because we talked about this in earlier episodes about all of the roles that these characters will play, and as that play continues, as those roles will evolve, as we add a sixth ranger who will be in a couple of episodes, and that dynamic and all of that's going to change. But knowing that fight, and I'm going to call it that, well, more like a meeting of the mind versus the heart, of intelligence versus intuition, is that once they ran into the whole thing of D-May Volcano is all about answering quiz questions, let's get our smart guy, because he's the smart guy. You just shut, man. You know what? We're not even going to do that right now, man. But you know what? Shouts to J Squad. Was good. I love that remix. Anyway. Yeah, like I was saying. Like, if your thing is, we need somebody to knock down that smart wall, you get Melto, because he's the brains of the group. So yeah, that makes sense. All for it to come around for Cole in his infinite own wisdom, because where we gonna call it wisdom of his understanding of being able to reciprocate energy. And I'm like, I don't know if you guys watched my last review of 01, and I was talking a lot about energy. Is that Ko is good with that when I really sit up here and take a little retrospect about the previous 10 episodes that I've watched of this show with this character in it, of understanding that he is good at reading energy, about seeing what's under. Because again, we're talking about a team where the rest of them are on their own thing. It's like Melto, he's the smart guy. Asuna, she's the strong girl with a heart of gold, but you know what I'm saying, sometimes that get her in a little bit of trouble because of her headstrongness. You got the boy Big Bonba, you know what I'm saying, he just wants to murder everything. And you got Toa, you know what I'm saying, he the balance of his brother being this strong asshole, as you want to say, but him trying to be more of an understanding as a counteract to his brother. And then you got Cobra on the other side. who is all about energy and reciprocating the energy and seeing what is unseen, or give me sight beyond sight. Yeah, you know what? Thundercats reference. What the hell? But yeah, this episode was all about that. And it's like, the thing is, this episode could have been completely that. But you then introduce the twist in that little kid Haruto, right? You know what I'm saying? We're not going to mention other Harutos here, but you know, whatever. Look, the thing is that, again, we getting right back into the mix when we talk about that little kid Haruto and we talk about judgment. We talking about somebody who can't see. And one of our problems with society, still, even right now as I make this video, we do a lot of judgment based off what we see. That we don't give ourselves the opportunity to get to know one another on a deep, personal, and complex level. Because sometimes that's not what I'm into, I'm not interested, dismiss it. And you know, that's just a part of the human condition because of who we are and how we built that. Some people grab onto that by making judgments straight on this instead of trying for me to understand you. And given that when you eliminate sight from the equation, you just got some kid answering quiz questions to a dinosaur that he don't know the dinosaur, right? So again, the judgment of, because I'm finna flip it back to where we just were. Remember, the judgment was that we answering quiz questions. Get Melto on the case, because he's the smart guy. Get him on that. But when that fell over immensely, especially that portion where he felt the expectations literally falling on him, that's something, because we talked about that a couple of episodes ago when there was that Melto focused episode of those types of expectations from your teammates. And it's good to see that even though the show ain't paying attention to a word I say, that the show is smart enough to recognize that that's something that's a part, an emotionally charged part of this character. Which, if they gonna revisit this now, think about this when they revisit it 20 episodes from now, when we've got familiar, when you've met your 6th Ranger, you've done the do-si-do, and you've done all that, and you're starting to head towards that end game when you bring it back. Again, I'm going to say this live. The greatest moment in Sentai recent history was with the comeuppance of Kasumi Momochi. It's like, it is one of my favorite Sentai moments of that episode where you ran around a series 40 episodes unchecked, and then you got schooled in one episode, and it made that character completely flip. It's like it was already Kasumi all day long because that's my boo or whatever. But that comeuppance is important, and ever since that moment when I recognized that's a moment that Sentai can provide you, that it can go that deep and let you run around that unchecked, and then bloop, get your mind right, get your walk on, do that. It's good to see that Ryusoulger's doing that now. Ryusoulger is trying to establish that these are characters with strengths and weaknesses, and that you should do the best you can to enhance your strengths because you are a part of this team, but accept your weaknesses and overcome them because what? You're also part of a team, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's important here. Because again, like I say, we know at some point Big Bomba gonna get that dirt off his shoulder and he gonna get along. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be all good. Whatever the mix is they got with the 6th Ranger and all that, that's gonna be fine. But again, understanding it back to my point about the judgment of, and we just not talking about now the judgment of people. We are talking about analytical judgment of looking at a situation dead ahead and being, what should we do about this? And this episode was a huge part of that. But again, we gonna flip it back even further. Intelligence versus understanding and knowing on a deeper level what's really good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's important. That understanding that you know that there are a lot of times in war where the day can be won with a tactical thought. But there are also days where the day can be won if you think about it on a deeper, more emotional level. And I know that I'll be for real. This is a little bit reaching. Don't get me wrong. I know this. But see, I'm watching this show from a different vector than you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I have to explain that a lot to people who come through. Like, for people who don't know, I'm watching this stuff on a different vector than you. Because I'm not only watching it for the entertainment purposes, because, you know, reviewing Toku is what you do, but I'm reviewing it from a real life stance of understanding of looking at this as if this was a real situation and how you deal with it and how it can be done. You know what I'm saying? So, this was a great episode. We not done with this in any way, because if Young Juice gets an armor, that means Dime Volcano is gonna be a Megazord. So that's why they pulled the Minosaur away, because you know we need to finish this. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is with that. It was a great episode. And shout out to Granddad. Shout out to Granddaddy, Granddad Uncle from Jackie Chan Adventures, sitting up here being channeled by somebody. It's something up with that. He was sitting up here like, Dime Volcano, quiz. And I'm like, okay, y'all gonna do something with that. I hope that payoff's really good when I finally get caught up on the episode. So, good luck with that, soldier. I'll be waiting for you. But yo, this was a pretty great episode. I really like it because, again, I really appreciate what it was that they did. It's like, I'm like, before I get out of here, I do want to say this before I wrap this up. I didn't say nothing about my boy Wazoo. That dude is a goon. He kidnapping little kids, bro, and blowing them up. I'm like, that's a real villain for your ass. He kidnapping fools. He kidnapped this blind kid and took him to the spot where all the fights break out, and we're finna literally blow him up. And I'm just like, yeah. Keep showing the streets you a real villain, baby. Keep showing them what's really, really, really good. Please, keep showing them. Let them know. So, it is what it is with that. Regardless of that, we've got plenty of more show for you. Before we get up out of here, let me make sure that I covered everything. Let me see. We talked about the setup of the episode. We're not done with this Dime Volcano stuff. How long before they forget this character exists? Because here's the thing. They bigging up Dime Volcano like they finna be using him, and we all know you trying to sell a toy, bro. So it was like, this is episode 11. You really think something you using in episode 11 just gonna flow through the rest of the series, and this is a TV commercial? You expect me to believe that? How long I've been watching Sentai? You expect me to believe this? I don't. But prove me wrong. You won't, but prove me wrong. Prove me wrong that we gonna see Ko in that armor again after the next episode. Cause he gonna use it this episode because it's still the Dime Volcano arc, we'll call it. And then you'll get a new power and you'll forget about this old one. But we'll see. We talked about intelligence versus intuition. I really think that was my ooey gooey center of the episode, of intelligence versus intuition, and how, and I'm going to say this live before we get up out of here. This is going to be a continued clash in this series because of the characters involved and the story that will evolve with these characters. You're going to keep running into that. You're going to keep running into a headstrong red like Ko who's sitting up here like, we need to look at this another way. That, look, strength ain't always going to win the day. Intelligence ain't always going to win it. We've got to come at this at a deeper level. We've got to. And I really appreciate that a character like Ko, who they sit up here, and I don't want to use the word brain dead, but he ain't on Asuna Case or Japanese TJ Henderson intelligent level. Hell, it's like Toa and Big Banba, you know, they sitting up here, they on the next level. We got murder man Banba and his little brother, little murder man Toa. Now I'm not bringing the zeal. Murder man Banba. Which I'd have thought of that. Shout out to my man Murder Man Jim from 8chan. Was really good, fam. You and your boy Pepe Trump though. Pepe Trump. Give me a second. I gotta get y'all out of here. Give me a second. I just need a swig, you know what I'm saying? I just need a swig for real. Yum, yum, yummies. Okay. Yeah, so, intelligence versus intuition. Yeah, we did that. Wazoo kidnapped the kid and almost blew him up. Answer some quiz questions. You know, do this fun stuff, you know. Prove me wrong, show that you ain't gonna tow D-May Volcano in a dumpster after this. Like, they'll probably, I call it right now. You might see the armor after the next episode maybe once, maybe twice in the rest of the series. And we ain't even talking movies. No movies involved. Because you get special powers in a movie that never come back to the show. But they use the armor once, maybe twice before it's all over. That's right. Do you use the armor once, maybe twice before it's a wrap? In general, period. The Zord may be used a whole bunch of more time because that's gonna probably combine with a Fang and stacking dinosaurs on dinosaurs and dinosaurs and stuff. That'll be interesting. So stay tuned for all that. But excuse me. Regardless, plenty of more show for you. So please sit back, relax, and stay tuned, yo, because you so cool. Bang. Double wink. Okay, good. Look. I'm of course the one on the triple G.O.D, aka Mr. C-R-A-C-K, C-O-C-I-N-E, hashtag entertainment's #1 dope man. I am of course the baddest monster in existence, and don't you ever forget it. Holding down my 6 as usual, wow, squish, murder in the squadron, the congregation, may they be praised. Betsy, Magdalene, and Miss Monster bringing you these seats from the uno, doses, tres, and cuatros. Throw them dubs up, we stay winning, never losing around here. Yo, you made it to the end of this and you're new to the thing, or you've been coming around and ain't done what you're supposed to do. Subscribe button, hit that bell to know what we doing. Like the video if you like it, dislike it if I said something wrong to offend you, even though I don't care. And leave a comment if you got something to say to me. And yo, plenty of ways to get at me outside of YouTube. All of my social media links are down there. Also, you can help the show and support it with your cash money. Cash money. Cash money. Either PayPal or Patreon. And shout out to my patrons as usual. My boy Drew, aka Young Money Bags, and my main man Ryan Bomber was good. Family. Look, I told you, sit back, relax, and stay tuned. You so cool. Intelligence versus intuition. I've given you everything you need. But here's else what I'm going to give you. Your temporary freedom. When we got more work, bring your ass back here. And speaking of that work, we've got more for you. And we've got it right after these commercial messages. Oh, man, it feels so good to watch an episode of Ryusoulger. I should do this more often. I don't know. Maybe. Question real quick. Anybody that made the end, did this for the bonus for the streets. Do y'all want me to watch the 4-week continuous battle because I know Guy Sword's in the next episode? Do y'all want me to watch the director cut first, or y'all just want me to go through until it's time and then take care of that after I finish that Cowboys versus Indians? I'm gonna let y'all decide that. I might make a decision whether or not within the next couple of days. But if you got something you got to say on that subject, man, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you feel. More show for all of you right after these commercial